everyone, Jim Phoenix here, and I cannot wait for this next interview with none other than Scream Therapy's Cassie Keet. That is right. Scream Therapy is the new hit best, honestly, the best horror comedy I have seen in such a long time. I hope you guys can check it out in the theaters, in the screenings, in the big festivals, and oof, oof, you got to check it out. I don't care where it's playing. You got to get there. Got to get it now. And if you're wanting to see a bit more of Cassie Keet after this interview, go to CassieKeet.com, CassieKeet.com, and you can thank me later. All right, hit it. Hey everyone, Jim Phoenix here, and boy, do we have another exciting episode of What's Crackin'. I have with me none other than Cassie Keet, because I can say the name perfectly. I think I said it correct.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did. You got it.
Of watch, I'll screw this one up. Of Scream Therapy. I'm 2 for 2.
You are. You're crushing this.
Now, I have a quick question for everyone who is wondering about Scream Therapy. Because I've seen it. This embargo is done, right? That's my first question. We can talk about. Oh, good. I have a huge question. If you have not seen Scream Therapy, A, it's a horror comedy, one of
Yes.
the best genres ever. B, it's a feminist movie, which we need more of, especially
Right.
in the horror land. It's a true feminist movie, by the way. I'll get into more on that in a second. But C, yeah, I can count. Nick Cage's face here.
Yes.
What is this? Are you guys baiting Nick Cage throughout the entire movie?
I wouldn't. Are we baiting Nicolas Cage? Maybe. Is it more just me taking the time to say I love Nicolas Cage? Absolutely. Okay, no, you're gonna love this.
Oh.
This is how I own this.
Oh my gosh.
I love Nicolas Cage. It's not a joke for me. Like, oh yeah, and then when I go like that, he goes away. And
that's so bizarre.
Yeah.
I want one. It's like you're healing Nick Cage and you're taking. You're healing him.
Love Nicolas Cage. I love his movies. I love him just as a person. I love him.
He's in a different league. There was a story. I'm not sure where it is anymore, but we knew Nicolas Cage with someone else that you knew him when he was first starting out. And there's a story where they're playing poker, and he's like, "Hey, who's that on this album cover?" Like whoever the singer was, like, "Oh man, I want to date her." So he calls his agent up, just like randomly seeing people on posters and album covers, and that's how he started doing it. It's like just tell her I want to meet her, and that was it. Like, oh my god, that's like power right there. That's confidence. That's Nick Cage in a nutshell.
That's Nick Cage. God,
He brings it 100%.
I wish I had that. Just like see someone on a poster and be like, call up the reps. I want to take them to a steak dinner.
Take him out right now. But you know what? You've got the confidence that Nick Cage has, because I'm watching this movie, Scream Therapy. I watched it 3 or 4 times. Swear to God. Yeah, that's 3 or 4 times. I was like, oh my God. And it's okay. I know we're going to review it later on and go on with this, but it's the best movie for comedy people, and it's the best movie for horror people, and especially if you're a horror virgin and you want to like tiptoe into horror.
Yeah,
this is the way you get in there. It's an awesome movie, and it's well casted, well directed, well written, obviously. It makes all the boxes. And I have to ask, I'm not going to ask where the movie came from, the idea, but for the Nick Cage connection, did this have anything to do with his Purple Rain?
That might be maybe the only Nicolas Cage reference I don't.
Did I stump? Okay, allegedly there's a video of him doing, I think it's a Prince cover, Purple Rain.
No.
And he's screaming. And it's making the karaoke like God's cry. He's like, that was my Scream Therapy.
No. Holy.
I swear. Because I was Googling Nick Cage plus the movie title, and that's what popped up. I'm like, oh my Christ.
That's I can't wait to rewatch this later to make sure I didn't say anything insane. But then I'll remember to Google that, because
Google this now.
I desperately need to watch Nicolas Cage doing karaoke and calling it
Karaoke,
therapy.
and then calling it scream therapy
That's
because of,
amazing.
yeah,
What an accidental connection.
that's wonderful, and I love that. This is the things I really love when we're just, like, in the universe, when we're picking up the things, and there's some things okay, there's some questions I have written down that I must ask,
Love
and
it.
the Nick Cage one was one, and that's awesome. I need to know because you said you are an AOL person or were an AOL person somewhere
Yes.
in cyberspace. Were
Yeah.
you a town square person or a places person?
I was okay, I was in 2 major places, like, when I
Uh-huh.
first got to AOL, I found the Buffy the Vampire Slayer chat room immediately, and that's actually how I started writing, is people were doing something called online role playing,
Right.
where, like, one screen name would be playing Buffy, and so, like,
Right.
Joe Schmo would be like, "Buffy, walks into a bar, into the bronze, hi, Willow. And I was like, can I be Willow? And they're like, of course. So I was like, Willow, waves at Buffy, hi, Buffy. And thus a writer was born.
Oh my,
And I
that's
never
amazing.
stopped.
That is amazing. I love that story, and there's so many things that the internet okay, for those of you that grew up with the internet, it used to be text.
Yeah,
So
it
people are
was
like, "Why
all
are you, like, talking like what's like, talking, typing?" Like, that's what we had to do.
yes. Yeah, I remember when my house first got the internet and our own computer. It was such a big deal. And the first time I got on the internet at my house, I'm pretty sure the first thing I looked up was rogerebert.com because I was obsessed with Roger Ebert and his movie reviews. And then IMDb because I loved movie trivia. And the third
Yeah.
thing was Amityville Murder. And
Okay.
I like that perfectly encapsulates. I love movies, I love trivia, I love pop culture references, and I love horrifying things that have happened in the past.
And the coolest thing is back then, you had to wait, like, 5 minutes for the pictures for the Amityville murders to come down because like,
Yeah.
line
I
by
also
line.
didn't know
It's
they
like,
were gonna show me the actual photos. I was, like,
"Oh, God."
11 or 12,
Oh,
just being like, "I heard about the Amityville," and then it's like, crime scene photo."
"Here you
It's
go. Download.
ah!
Add. No."
You never knew what you were gonna see on the internet. I mean, at least now you kind of have some sort of idea, but then it was just a friggin' Wild West.
It was a Wild West to the point where okay, I was on AOL as well. That's how I got to City to City. You meet people through AOL, right?
I love
And
that.
back then, it was pay by the hour. You had to pay by the hour. It went unlimited after this, like, whatever per month.
Right.
But, allegedly, some people might have been using credit card generators, allegedly. And, they would then like, the first white collar crime for cyber identity theft? AOL.
That's
Just to chat to
amazing.
people, allegedly.
Oh
Allegedly,
my
because we
god.
can't, go
Yeah,
to jail
this I
still.
mean, I was a child, so I was living on my parents' dime. They were paying oh my god, I can't even imagine how many hours I was online. They would go to bed and I would sneak online to keep writing.
Right, and that's the thing because it's AOL, it was coast to coast.
Yeah,
You could
people
hop all the way through.
yeah, I was in Little Rock, Arkansas, writing with people in friggin' Ireland and
That was the best thing, especially from a small town. Well, I'm not saying Little Rock's a small town,
I
but
mean,
it's not LA. And
yeah.
now you're having more people that have your interests,
Mhm.
and you're finding, "Oh, I'm not alone in the world. I got a ton of people in my interest." People like
Absolutely.
Trevor. Oh,
People like
yeah.
Trump.
I went through Instagram. Yeah. Trevor, you actually said on your Instagram, and I almost quote, "If you ever have time, ask me about Trevor." And
Trevor.
so oh my god, so is it like a model or what?
Okay. Trevor, I've worked so many gigs in my life. I like any writing gig I can do, I'll take.
Right.
And there was one for this website that was a tie-in website for a novel. That's very confusing. It was like a novel was written and the characters in the novel work at a website. So they thought it would be cool to have actual content
Oh,
on this website.
okay.
So I was writing
Smart.
content for a fictional website in a book, and this guy, I think, if I remembering correctly, was the cover model for the book for which
What's their
I
marketing
wrote.
budget? Holy crap.
I don't know.
Oh my
I don't
God.
know if the book ever got released.
Ah,
But yeah, I worked for 2 blogs. One was a wedding blog and one was a
yeah.
pet blog. And it was the most insane. But yeah, that they gave me this guy and
It
he
is
was
like
on my
source
fridge.
inspiration. Like
I
to
just
inspire you.
I just like watching people walk by and go, "Ugh." It really scares
It
them.
sticks people up.
Yeah, I mean,
That is amazing. That
good old
honest to God, it's the things we keep. I'm looking around. My office is basically decorated by other companies. Uh, it's just like I like this one and this one. And it's the stuff that they promotional give away.
it's crazy. They just had this dude's face all over the office.
Like, what would you use that for? You wouldn't use it for the bookstores. It's
I have
way
no
too.
They just had them laying around with the popsicle sticks, so I guess people could be like, "Hi, how's your day going?" I have no idea,
Do you
but,
think Trevor's like the
he's
cousin of the
lived with
author,
me
or
for, like, 7 years now.
it's like the Zed card that just won't go away? Okay, so I just okay, that was good. Now, boy, I'm just cruising around with these questions, Trevor. I have all these intricate things, and we talked about rice cooking before we started pressing play. Yeah, rice is very hard. Couscous is easier, by the way.
Well, I mean, but you saw the video where I messed up the couscous because I accidentally used sugar instead of salt.
Yeah.
That was the worst, and I sugared my asparagus and my chicken, so everything caramelized and then mostly, like, burnt
I
and started catching on fire.
I want to say
Horror.
that's bad, but I've done the same thing. And it
So,
was it was my own place. I knew it was sugar. I was like, I just forgot I put that sugar in there. I'm like, well, I
no,
thought it was like white.
I feel like we should just not be allowed into a
No,
kitchen unless it's to reheat the Trader Joe's chicken tikka masala or something.
not if I want to burn my house down. I'm not reading nothing. Lesson learned on that one.
Yeah.
Now, so we're going through. See, I'm gonna do boom, boom. Screen therapy.
Yeah.
Where was it shot? I
We
mean, location wise.
we shot it, okay, so there's Joshua Tree National Park, which is a desert in California, and then there's a town outside of that, which is further into the desert called
Okay.
29 Palms, and then there's a further desert after that, and that's when it's pretty much empty. There's just, like, houses that
Yeah.
were put up without regulation a lot of times, and that's in Wonder Valley, and that's where we shot, and
So awesome.
the whole community came out, like, for the scenes in the bar, those were all locals,
Really.
except for, like, a couple of actors that we had brought in. It was friends of the guy who owned the bar
Right.
and who let us stay in his house, and that man is Kevin Bone, and he plays the staring man, the guy with the crossbow.
Really.
Yeah, so we hired local talent, and I had to work with him because he's the
Oh
kindest
wow.
man in the world, and he has that very distinct voice. It's, like,
Yeah.
very low. He's the nicest human in the world. I recommend anyone, if you're out in Wonder Valley, go to the Palms restaurant because it's the only place for, like, 30
You
miles.
will die without it.
You
You
will,
have to go.
but the prices are insane, and they have live music. It's only open on the weekends. It's incredible.
Th-
It's like a world outside of this world.
that's so cool because I'm okay. I spent a lot of time in Vegas, and I'm like, oh my god, that's the desert. I wonder if that's like my old, you know, desert looks like the desert, right?
Right. Well,
And so you're
I
like, oh my
was
god, I think
talking to someone, and she was like, "Oh, yeah, there is a cut through." Maybe not to Vegas, but she's like, "People drive through that area to get to,"
yeah.
um this is not an interesting story because I can't remember where the cut through is to, so never mind. We'll just pretend I
But there's always if you're going from Vegas to LA or Vegas to Salt Lake, it's all the same. Like
Yeah, maybe it was Salt Lake, yeah.
this is your last time, and the water's like $10 for what? The small bottle of water. Like okay,
Oh my god.
Gas is like $85. I'm like, okay, I get it. You're the last place ever from here for
Yeah.
200 miles.
After
Uh,
our first night, we settled in, we weren't filming, we were gonna film starting the next day. And Kevin was so sweet, but he forgot to tell us that we shouldn't use the water in the like made by the fridge that has like an ice maker.
yeah.
Forgot. So we were all using that, trying to like conserve, we didn't want to use a bunch of water bottles. And I'm pretty sure everyone got sick, but nobody wanted to be like, hey, I've been in the bathroom several times today because, we're making a movie. It was 109 pages to shoot in like 13 days. So
Really?
there was no time for you to have a tummy issue. It was just like, go, 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 go.
Fuck it up. Get
Yeah.
someone else.
Yeah. It was
Use it
just
for your
like,
pain and your character's pain.
I'll be right back. And like,
It's really screaming at this point. Like, why is my stomach so messed up?
oh yeah. And one of our toilets on set broke day one at 5 a.m. I used the restroom, it broke, and out loud I said, "Surely you must be joking." And that was the start of filming. And
Awesome.
it was great. It was great. It was a challenge, and we had a wonderful time.
It looks like it was a fun time, and I'm gonna say this: if you see Scream Therapy, and it's just premiered a couple days ago, right? Premiered
Yeah,
last week,
it premiered on Friday the 23rd at Dances with Films, a film festival in Los Angeles.
and I know there's people who came just to that festival. I mean, for the festival, just for your movie.
Yes.
They even admitted that. I'm like, oh my god, that's great. You know
Yeah.
why? So would I. I see. We get a lot of PR stuff like, okay, no, 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 no. I saw like feminist screen therapy. I'm like, oh, I need to do this. It looks such a good. It looks like such a good idea, and such a great premise, and it's straightforward. It is a horror comedy through and through. Somebody says more comedy than horror, and I'm fine with that because you
Sure,
still have the zaniness, and there's I won't spoil it, but there is horror elements. There's absolutely the horror tropes that go through it.
yes.
Now, I will classify this, and I'm so glad, without spoiling, I'm so glad it ended the way it ended because I was worried, like, oh my god, they're going to no, like, oh my god, that's awesome through and through. Now, my question to you is:
Yes.
Mad Max Furiosa, feminist movie or not?
Mad Max Fury Road or the
Furio. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Mad Max Fury Road, I like I've I are we allowed to curse? I should have asked that earlier.
We already had someone breaking our cursing thing, so go for it.
Uh,
Knock yourself out. Yeah.
okay, I'll edit myself just in case. I love Mad Max Fury Road. I think Furiosa is a fabulous character,
Yes.
and yeah, I would say Mad Max Fury Road is definitely feminist.
How? Okay, now I have a co-host that says the same thing. So I'm like, okay, but at the end of the movie, Tom Hardy literally has to give his blood to save the woman. How is that feminism?
Well, I don't
Spoiler
think
alert. Sorry.
no, I don't think having something be feminist means that men can't be useful or heroic.
Mm,
Yeah, like
I
a
like that.
feminist movie or even just like being a feminist is the idea that women are equals. So it's not misandry, it's not we hate men, it's I'm working just as hard as you and I deserve to be treated the same way that you are. So I
Is your
think
say? Yeah.
yeah, so I think like Tom Hardy being of service and being like sacrificial and helping is not like and now the dude comes in to save it because he would not have gotten anywhere near that far without Furiosa and all the other women.
There you go.
Yeah, so
And
it's
that's the first answer that makes me
movie.
go, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
this movie because he treats these women like people and like his equals after he warms up because mostly he's just a grunting, animal trapped to the front of a car
For
and
most of the movie, yes,
he's
he's
been
more like the
through a
hood
lot,
ornament. He's a hood ornament for that.
he's dealing with a lot, but yeah,
Now,
it's a feminist movie because it treats women it shows how horribly women are treated, and then it shows women coming together to protect each other, which is also what Scream Therapy kind of is about.
Not even kind of. For
No,
me, I mean, the person made it, so you should have a better,
no,
you
I
know.
mean, it definitely, like, it is about female friendship and supporting each other 1,000%.
And it's about. I'm not going to spoil it too much if I say the antagonists are a bunch of incels, right?
No, I mean, that's in the
That's
description.
like the tagline. I think that's the description. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. When you're doing that, I was like, oh my god, this is the perfect movie for right now.
that I
This
mean,
is where it's going.
that's how
This
I
is where it's
felt when
going.
I was writing it, just being I was so angry by so much of the stuff that I was seeing online, and just, like, Roe v. Wade is gone, and, like, all this
Yeah,
shit is happening,
yeah.
and Scream Therapy was my way of, like, my screaming was into the script. Was it helped me sort of get through some of my own anger and frustration, and mostly just my desire to be around creative people and, like, women who I love. And off to the desert we went, and I like it gave us all this huge release and outlet just to be with each other and feel
It
supported.
it might be a bit therapeutic. I think you
Totally
hit
too.
the head on that one. And this brings me up my next question. Whoa, man. That's
Hey,
the improv troupe out of or Hollywood, right?
yeah, it's Woman is a sketch comedy group. We
Sketch. Yeah,
were
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
pre-pandemic. We were doing shows once a month for, like, more than a year. And yeah, we ended up, like, we got representation, and then we had these producers attached, and we started pitching to all the huge, like, studios like Amazon and Netflix, and then the pandemic hit, and we're
Pandemic hit.
like, okay.
Yes, that sounds slightly,
As
familiar.
it it
Familiar.
happens. Like, I that's life in Hollywood.
Right. I
You
it's
really when you
it's
have a bird in a hand, it's and, you never know what's gonna happen. You just have to be adaptable.
but even though that and I do think Wool Man still has legs. I mean, obviously, the pandemic has to play out the way it does or not.
For sure.
But I've been watching it on I think there's a YouTube channel on it,
I think
and
so. Wow.
it was it's if you guys haven't checked it out, you guys need to check this out for it's the Woolman, WHOAMAN,
Yeah.
and it is hysterical. It's actually really funny. I mean, I was like, "Oh my god, it's just like a surprise," but for an unknown outside of, like, Hollywood, and you're still getting that momentum going, you can see why. Because there's some I was laughing my butt off watching these.
We
Like,
had a
honest to God,
fun.
it's an amazing venture, and it is topical. It's not dated humor. It's stuff that's current. Even now, even, you said you taped some of these before the pandemic, it still fits. It's what's
Yeah,
going people are going through now, not like
absolutely. Yeah, that when you're doing comedy, the goal is to try and make something evergreen so that
yeah,
we filmed this sketch in 2019, but if someone like you are stumbling onto it in 2023, then you're still going to be like, "Oh yeah, no, that makes
it
sense."
connects. It connects,
And
and that's the same
really,
humor you
yeah,
use. Yeah, that's the same humor I see in Scream Therapy. It connects.
absolutely, yeah.
Like, "Oh my god," like, "Oh my god," like, "Oh," and sad but true is, like, a lot of times, like, totally that one guy. Okay. Like,
Yep.
okay, now I know I should not do that. Got it.
Yep. Yep.
It's like a
Road.
small little hints, like, got
Take
it. Don't be that character.
note.
This is sad, like,
Absolutely.
right. Now, have you ever thought about going out for like SNL?
I've submitted a writing packet to SNL a couple of times. I but God, I would love to be on that writing team or like a featured player. I absolutely love SNL. It's one of the hardest auditions to get though. You have to there's so many hoops to jump through, and like I haven't even tried to do the acting audition cuz
Right.
like I God only knows how you can like get through so many steps just to get. I think you have to have like recommendations, or like you have
Yeah.
to know somebody, and a lot of them come straight from UCB and the Groundlings and stuff like that, which is all like they're all incredibly talented people. I just have never really been able to wrap my head around how to even get in front of like someone like Lorne Michaels.
Yeah, I was watching these. I'm like, I think I didn't know you guys had some options for the show itself. And then I was like, you know what? SNL, I think that's the next step. Honest to gosh.
God,
I think
love
even if it's maybe okay, hear me out. This is me brainstorming. I have too much caffeine. I don't know.
that.
Maybe it is the total package, and almost like they have the small video clips, the little video shorts where like we need like 5 minutes of time to fill. Here is a 3-minute video short.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the way in too. I don't know. I'm not the agent.
Yeah, I mean,
But I think
my manager app actually represents the dudes who are in Please Don't Destroy, who are currently doing the 5-minute
there
SNL shorts, and
because I'm watching their videos
yeah.
and I'm like, my God, that'll be perfect. It'd be absolutely perfect for it. And we never know. Now I'm gonna ask you 2 more questions if you don't mind.
No, oh my
And
gosh,
thank you
please.
so much for going on the overtime on this with me.
Oh, I'm having a great time. I
Oh,
mean,
well, thank
you and me and Trevor, we're just
yeah! Trevor just scared me, I swear to God. I'm like, "There's something behind you!
Yes, he's
Beside of
always
you!"
here.
Oh,
Phantom
no.
Boy Trevor.
Now, we talked about your movie,
Yes.
which is gonna be it is not going to be, it is Scream Therapy.
Yeah.
Have you gotten streaming location for your movies? I know it's still in the theaters. I know this is way early to talk about it.
Yeah, we have had a few offers for distribution, which is very exciting. But we are still waiting to hear from a lot of the genre film festivals that are happening at the end of the year. The bigger genre festivals always happen in the fall.
Yeah.
So the goal, if I were queen of the world and I could get whatever I want, the goal would be to get into at least one, maybe two more festivals in the fall, and then leverage that into getting the best possible
Best possible
distribution
pick.
deal.
It's smart, look at
Yeah.
you.
But I mean, thanks. Yeah.
No, but that's
Hat rack.
it's
um,
a great idea. It is a great idea. I'm like, you get as much I figured to clean up you were gonna clean up on those festivals.
we what? I'm sorry?
You will clean up on those festivals. You
Oh
absolutely
my
will.
gosh. I certainly hope so. Yeah. But even if we don't get into any more film festivals because things are so competitive,
Right.
then we'll just, go out with sales reps or just look at the distribution offers we already have. And this is my first time, really, this is my first feature. So I'm very new to this side of the business of like trying to sell something you've already made instead of being
Yeah.
into the room and pitching something that you want to make, like a TV show. So this is I thank God I have like an incredibly talented group, like team of producers, and we have a wonderful PR person, Melanie, who's like out here saving lives, putting out fires every day.
She was great.
Oh,
Like,
Melanie is
I
incredible.
absolutely. On the ball, it was awesome to see. I was like, "Okay, probably shouldn't say this out loud,"
Do it.
but Mel okay, for people that don't know, if you are like like, "Welcome to Haunted MTL." We got like, I don't know, 5,000 people. I don't know.
Right.
But Melanie treats you like you're a superstar no matter how big the outlet is. And
Melanie,
if I actually gave Melanie like a email over the week, I thought like, there's no way in hell I'm getting an answer back before Monday. 5 minutes later, I'm like, damn,
she's on top of
that's
it.
yeah, that's wow. Like absolute superstar right there. And
Yeah,
you guys,
she's been working really hard for us, and we're very grateful. Yeah.
it's an amazing combination, and I think a lot of good things are gonna happen. And I have to there's one question I do. I wrote this down and must ask. Now, do you wanna be angry, or do you want me to ask you a question that's gonna make you kind of go, "Yeah"?
Oh god. I don't know. Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I have to, I ask questions because honest to God, I wanna know. There's no setups.
Yeah.
During my research, I saw the YouTube channel and I saw this guy comment. They know I'm going now. I saw this guy comment. I was like, seeing 5 women made me think, well, this isn't going to be funny. I'm like, why the fuck would you? I'm like, now I get to swear. Like, why would you write this fucking comment?
We have laughed about that comment.
So you know what? Okay, yeah.
Yes, because I don't know. There's something about like I feel like some dudes recently evolved from swamp fungus. Like
Right.
just grew the arms and legs. They just became bipedal. Their brain is just forming
They
and
start
they're like,
typing.
"I know what I should do. I should just make a comment that no one should make, but like yeah, when
Yeah.
dudes are like, I thought because I saw 5 women in a video, it wasn't gonna be funny. Boy, was I surprised. Like,
They have good editing. Like,
thanks.
that's your.
Thank you.
I know.
You know what he just as easily could have done?
I
He
like the
just as
video.
easily could have not written anything and just, just enjoyed it. Just watch the fucking video. You don't have to say, "Hey, I'm surprised that you're talented." Like, you're negging us in our video that is fantastically done. Good lord.
Yeah, that okay.
Ugh.
Part of the reason I asked because I see stuff like this and it drives me batshit crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And so I see
Had a guy
how
say that to me on a first date, only date. He's like, I made a joke, and he goes, "Wow, has anyone ever told you that you're funny?" I'm
just the
like,
people that give me
I
money.
certainly hope so, because I'm literally a paid comedy writer.
I know. I
Like,
know.
you think you're the first person who has ever had the thought? "Oh, ah, Trevor would never do this because Trevor lives on my fridge." Trevor Trevor knows. Trevor
Treasure
knows not to say dumb shit.
he's a handsome dude though. That's the weirdest thing about Trevor. Is like I'm gonna have a dream
Yeah,
about Trevor later on tonight. I'm like, who the fuck's Trevor?
yeah, I have a cardboard smoke show who lives on my fridge. It's weird, but, I can't let him go. I can't.
It's the funniest thing is it's on a stick. I did not know it was on a popsicle stick.
Yeah, to
That's
me,
the
it's
most
easier to sneak up on people and be like, "What's up?"
and plus someone had to okay. I get it. They print out the head, right? Somebody
True.
had to cut the head in that shape, like cut out all the white part,
Yeah,
and then glue it to a stick.
yeah, and they, like, really followed his hairline. It's pretty
It's
impressive.
amazing. It's amazing. And
My
not just
favorite
not
part
just once. You said there's like a lot of those.
there were several on a table, and I just went, "Can I have this? I'm having this, yoink."
There's
And he said,
someone got paid to do this. That's the most amazing.
yeah, I don't know.
Like
There were a
for
lot of interns at this
okay,
place
yeah.
that I
I
was
forgot the
like, "Oh,
states. Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think any of you are being paid at all." Yikes.
Now speaking about being paid, what's
Yeah.
your favorite hardcore horror movie?
Favorite hardcore horror movie?
Mm.
I mean, I grew up watching, like, horror comedies like Scream, and Jennifer's Body came out when I was in, I think, high school. I freaking
Uh-huh.
love Jennifer's Body. But, like, hardcore horror, um, I mean, you've gotta go with OG Evil Dead, gosh, Halloween, The Exorcist, oh, and then
Yeah,
newer stuff, like The Strangers just ruined my whole night. I think
I
Funny
wanted to see him so
counts as a
badly at
horror
the end.
movie. Yeah,
Joy.
it's like, I love a good
Yeah,
horrifying horror movie, and then I love a good, horror comedy, and I think having that balance in your life is like, I friggin' love the remake of Last House on the Left, but I can't watch that whenever,
yeah.
like, throw Scream on while I'm, working out or
That's the thing is like horror comedy has this. Like, I love comedy. I love horror. So I'm the same way. Like if you combine the two, that's the
Yeah,
best genre ever.
absolutely.
And Scream Therapy does that so bloody well. And that's what I was trying to think because I know like it's the horror part, and there is a horror aspect of Scream Therapy. 100% there is,
Absolutely.
and there's the comedic aspect, and they work together so well. It becomes interesting right away. I think that's where a lot of the pure horror movies, it takes a while to burn in. The pure comedy movies takes a while to burn in. But
Mhm.
the horror comedy, you can get people interested because you know something's going to happen,
Right.
and like something horrible probably going to happen,
Mhm.
and yet you're so invested in the characters. Like from
Yeah.
the first shot at the the tiki bar, really, it was actually more of
Yeah,
a
yeah,
pool
yeah, yeah.
bar.
I wanted to really take my time in the first, like, 15, 20 minutes so that you actually care about the
Thank
characters.
you.
Yeah, because
That's
otherwise, like, you'd probably be rooting for the incels, but, like, to
I
see the women loving each other, supporting each other, you see how funny and full of life they are. You don't want them to die.
no.
You want them to win, and so that first 20 minutes, it helps you invest, and then the rest of the movie goes, "Pew!" and you are
Yeah,
off to the races.
that's why I watched it so many times, 'cause there's movies I won't name because I don't want to, like, uh,
Sure, yeah, yeah,
reviews and reviews,
we're not
yeah.
here to
But
trash.
I couldn't figure out, like, this one dude died. No, the other dude. No, the dude that looks like from 90210. No, the other dude who looks like they all look like I'm like, "Fuck."
Yeah,
All the guys look I have no investment. They all look like
sure.
they spent years, like, doing nothing at all, and all of a sudden are dying one by one, so, like, who cares? But here, we see something that's gonna be immediately investment. There's a problem stated right in the beginning.
Mhm.
There's character growth that happens,
Mhm.
almost immediately character growth. It's and the scenes, the timing is perfect for these scenes are perfectly timed. They really are. You look at this, I'm not gonna try to give too much away. I'm trying to see much there. Like the minute from the marriage thing and guys, uh, there's always that like, you've been together how long? Like, I think marriage is good. Like, you don't ever say that to people. And that's the whole thing. It's like you never did it. And then the finding them on the sofa. Like, where's this thing? And it's like, boom. It's like, fuck,
Yeah,
brilliant.
like, a
Just
lot
brilliant.
of these beat shifts
Yeah.
were written into the script, and then, I wanted the quick cut. I wanted, like, the big like, this to be the reveal. But then other things, I was blessed to work with an incredible editor named Justin Rieger, and he was able to find so many,
Really?
like, his cutting to reactions. He is an incredible editor because he understands horror where you have to, like, let things slow down and play out to
Right.
build the tension, and he understands comedy where you have to, like, da 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 da. So him putting together, and then without giving away too much of
Right.
the movie, the last 20 minutes we sort of go through, like, 4 or 5 different genres in quick succession of this to that to that to that, and you have to know how to edit for every single different genre.
Yeah.
And our editing sessions would be like, he'd be like, "Oh my god, it's another genre, Cassie!" And he'd like, "Oh," and like edit this way, and it took so much collaboration. But he's a genius.
It came out ridiculously well. There are times where okay. There's time when we review movies and people are unfair to actors or writers, directors, and it's a lot of the editing would be botched. And that was really what's wrong. Some movies just drop on editing.
Yeah,
And we're saying about this, like, yeah, that's tremendously hard skill, especially if you're mixing genres. Because
yeah,
they're different time. There's it's different timings.
yeah,
And to
absolutely
have the
different
eyes,
things. Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah,
It
same with our
works.
composer who, I mean, the most work he had to do was for the last 20 minutes, and so he's composing different music for
Yeah.
different genres in a way. And, like, the collaboration from everyone in our post team was, like, a dream come true. Can't wait to work with them again.
I hope there's sequel. Would there be a sequel?
I don't know.
Can
I
there be a sequel? Same
someone
time, no
someone was
spoilers.
talking about doing, like, a Dylan and, a Dylan and Nora spinoff, like, they go off on an adventure. I we'll see. We shall see if I do a sequel. I would need for lightning to strike to like have a really good reason
Yeah.
because I like where we leave them off, and it's like, do I want to mess with the ending of this movie? I don't know. I'll think about it.
And that's one of the things I will mention in my review, because my review has some spoilers in it. Some, not all.
That's okay.
The ending fits. Like a lot of times, okay,
Yeah.
you're a writer, so sometimes you miss the beginning.
Mhm.
Like you have like 12 pages. Like actually, it starts on page 12. Damn it,
Right.
okay, cut the other 12 pages out. Save for something else. And sometimes you miss the ending, and like people keep going. Like 12 other thousand pages long. Like no, actually the ending was on page 15.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. But
Yeah.
your movie, like it jazz hands on this. It jazz hands on the ending. It jazz hands on the ending. Like oh my god, it fits. And you're like okay, credit roll. Yes, perfect.
Yes, it's very much like this is the story I wanted to tell. I'm going to tell it in as efficient way as possible. I want it to
Yes,
move quickly. It's only 79 minutes and 10 seconds.
it's all tight.
It's I wanted to
Nothing
keep it
wasted.
tight. Keep it
Yeah.
tight, keep it trim, keep it moving, so even if you don't like the movie, you've only kissed 79 minutes of your life
And
goodbye.
if you don't like scream therapy, there's something wrong with you. You should be out with Nick Cage screaming at Purple Rain, top of your lungs.
Exactly. And if you do like the movie, then you can just watch it again because it's only 79 minutes. So,
I swear, I don't even remember how many times I watched it over the weekend. It was like, oh,
I love that.
this is awesome. This is awesome.
That's
Yeah.
hugely
And
complimentary. I appreciate that.
now I know you have a website, CassieKeet.com. Jesus, I can't spell your name.
You're doing great.
It's right in front of me. CASSIE in 3 different places. KEET. That's where I'm dyslexic, so the K went this way.
Oh, no, no.
.com.
I do it all the time.
And what else? I mean, do you have Instagram? You have Instagram. You have the.
Yes. I'm just noticing I have like mascara under my eye. That's attractive. Anyway.
This is permanent black. Okay. Like I have a little bit of mascara. I'm like, I can't get rid of
No,
this.
you look great. You look
This is
great.
called the '90s for me.
You've got
Oh, thank you.
light coming in from in
I
front.
got I got front lighting today. This is like a bizarre. Like,
It's great. Yeah.
the
I
sun.
mean,
No, you're absolutely fine. It's like you're just like I like this. Like, you point out like there's this one small speck right here. I'm like, have you seen what? Okay.
but yeah.
So plugging wise, what are the places you're going? What do you want to do with this?
Well, hopefully we'll see you at a genre festival near you. And then after that, hoping to be distributed online. Otherwise, I'm just gosh, if I were queen of the world, I would be filming another movie within like 4 months from now.
Yeah.
I So if anyone has money that they just want to give me, that would be fantastic.
Maybe.
Yeah. Help your
That's a
viewers
whole.
if anybody.
That's a yeah. Honestly, maybe. And there's the thing, like if you can imagine it, I've seen a movie done on 2 iPhones,
Oh, yeah.
and I thought they were full of shit, but that's really like, oh my god, you really did have 2 iPhones.
I mean, the Florida project was shot on an iPhone, the Mark Duplass produced movie.
Yeah.
And
It,
it's amazing.
absolutely. That's what I'm saying. And your movie is fantastic. Location wise is minimal. Acting was, I mean, these are always these. That's why I love horror comedy. I love horror because you can do a lot with just the right energy and the
Absolutely.
right talent with the right energy plus a bunch of talent. But
Well, yeah, but I
you know,
mean, when you have a cast and crew who is, like, incredibly good at their jobs and happy to be there and ready to work and ready to have fun, and if we keep calling it summer camp the movie because
ready to break the toilet the first day
exactly,
after drinking
you
poison water. It's all
drinking
good.
frozen water and then, like, getting in the hot tub until 2:30 in the morning, and
Oh, and making the call at 5? Oh my god.
we had
No.
night shoots and day shoots, it was like a
Okay.
mixture, but
Oh
yeah,
no.
we spent more time you would think after shooting for like 10 hours, we would want to just not see each other and just be like, please don't talk to me. But
Yeah,
every night we were hanging out, drinking,
that's
playing
good.
games, playing like dancing and singing. It
It
was,
came across. It came across in the movie.
thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
absolutely. It seemed like the real, actual group of friends hanging out. To the fact, I was looking everyone up in your movie to make sure they weren't like part of Woe Man or some other group because it looked like you guys been together forever.
Yeah, Mandy and Claire, we were all the three of us were Woman members, and they played Dylan and Nora, and then our other three actresses, Jerry, Courtney Osteen, and Harley Bronwyn and Rochelle Anderson, knew each other and like in our friends, and
Yeah,
so the five of us just hanging out, we were all
click.
familiar with each other. But then being like, oh, cool, we're five best friends, fantastic, let's move.
That's what I love, and that's why I really love Scream Therapy. Not only is it a great, solid, like you said, it's under 90, right? So,
79, buddy.
dude, it's no longer the 3 or 4 hour movies. Oppenheimer's gonna kill my butt.
Oh, kill my butt, but I'm gonna love it. Hopefully. Hopefully.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah.
but
Or
In and Out, I
watch
love
Barbie
it.
twice, you know? It's the same it's the same length if you watch Barbie twice.
I did not know that. That's kind of scary. I'm like that. I didn't even know that. It's weird.
Yeah, yeah.
But for Scream Therapy, once it comes, let us know. Drop us a line. We want all the awards for Scream Therapy. And if Scream Therapy is not in your movie theaters, you better bang on those doors and get it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, keep an eye out and hopefully we'll be able to be releasing it to the wide
The
public
whole wide
soon.
world.
God,
I
I hope
look forward to it.
so.
And I just want to say thank you very much, Cassie, for your time.
Thank you so much for
It's
having me.
been we went over only by half hour.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Only by a half hour. And of course,
Trevor.
Trevor, thank you for making up
You're welcome, Jim.
I sorry, just so much.